I read in an interview that you talked about you would see kids in the crowd crying, not in a bad way, but how you inspire them. They were just your biggest fans. And you said it was reminiscent of how The Rock made you feel. Can you elaborate on that a little bit and kind of how that all, thinking about The Rock, seeing a kid's reaction, and then having that all come to fruition?
So when I see a kid's reaction, like for one, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But I also go back to thinking of how The Rock made me feel as a child.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 10 years old, I lost my sisters to a car accident. And
Mm-hmm.
like one of the first events that my mother took us to a couple of months after she passed was WWE SmackDown because I was so heavily involved with wrestling as a kid. And I was like one of the first things we did after my sister's passing. And I kid you not, to this day, my sister can tell you, like, Rock walks out, he makes his electrifying entrance, he gets on the turnbuckle and he throws his arm up. And I swear he looks dead at me and my sister. And I'm like, wow. Of all the people in this arena, he's looking dead
Wow.
at us. And I knew how I felt in that moment. I knew, like, of all the stuff that I was going through in life, that glance or that moment of Rock making eye contact with me took me out of the escape of everything that I was
Oh my
going
gosh.
through. And it's crazy of how he didn't even know who I was, but he made such a drastic impact in what I was going through and provided me to get away and have an escape for everything I was going through. So by that happening to me as a kid and me following my dream and actually being part of my dream and seeing like now it come to full circle and fruition, like I feel like it's a massive blessing that I'm at this platform that I'm able to influence kids the same way The Rock did me. And I'm living proof of like, influence can really shape and, change the world.
Did you tell The Rock this story?
I did.
And how did he react to
it,
that?
it, it was the greatest thing ever. I told him actually it was a few weeks ago, like, actually a few months ago at the WrestleMania when we finally went on sale. It was like the pre-launch party in
Oh,
Vegas, and it was because it was crazy. 'Cause it was actually the same week that my grandfather passed, and I told him the story about how like, hey, when my sister passed, you were there. And like it's crazy that this week when my grandfather passed, like you're right here again. And it's like just thank you for constantly just being there for me in these hard times of my life.
wow.
And you've always been the common denominator. So I told him that, we embraced and everything. And, my childhood self just came out a little bit, but
Yeah.
I definitely told him no.